Alright guys, so today we're reviewing a game called Tumbling Dice. Now I'm really excited to dive into this game because I've always wanted to own this game. This game is hard to find nowadays, unfortunately. There was a lot of different versions of this one. There was one in 2004 that came from France that is a better quality board than what this one is that I have. But that one's basically impossible to find and really expensive when you finally find it. This one I actually got directly from Eagle Griffin Games. And I took a chance on this one because the original version of this, people were saying, had some issues with warping the board and stuff like that. And I was like, oh no. But then they came up with an updated version in 2017 later on, which is what this version is, that fixed the warping issues. And so as soon as I heard that, when I heard that and started reading those reviews, I was like, all right, let me see if I can find a copy of this one. I was able to find this for retail cost. I think the retail cost for this has always been $90, and that is obviously a steep price to pay for a board game. One of the more expensive ones that I own now in my collection. But I decided to dive in for $90. I got it on eBay, brand new in the box. This is from Eagle Griffin Games, the 2017 version. So let's go ahead and start with an overview of how the game plays, and then we'll come back here and I'll give you my final thoughts.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a recce is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here's some tumbling dice. I just wanted to give you a quick demonstration on how it works. So basically it comes with 4 different colored dice. So it's technically up to a 4-player game. You can see I got the blue ones here, and then it comes with the green ones, of course. And then some red ones. And then the yellow ones. So it comes with 4 dice each, and you can choose all the players get a set of dice. And you come over here and you can either put the dice here, and you can flick it off if you want. That was a terrible flick, but you can flick it off, or you can just roll it down and do that as well. And that was a pretty good flick, but the roll was terrible because it's a 1. Because the way that this game works is, as you can see, each of these spots has a 0 times something. So it's a really simple game. Basically, if you land on this board, it's 0 times the number of the dice. So obviously, if I roll a 6, 0 times 6 is 0. If you come over here, it's 1 times the dice. So if you roll a 5, it's 1 times 5, you get 5 points. You come over here, and you roll a 3, or a 2, 2 times 2 is 4. And so on and so forth. 3 times whatever the dice is and 4 times whatever. You add up your points that you roll, and then you do it for 4 rounds, and whoever has the highest score wins. So it's a really simple concept. And you come over here, and so let's do it a little bit. So you basically can either roll, like I said. That was a pretty good roll. Rolls off, so that doesn't do anything. And that also didn't do anything. And that was an excellent roll. So if I were to score this right now for myself, I get a 2 here. 3 times 2 is 6. And then over here, 6 times 4, 24. So I get that. 24 plus 6 is 30. So I score 30 points this round. And I take these off. And that is my roll. But you do it in alternating fashion. So if I was playing and it was the blue person's turn and it was me, obviously I would roll this first. And then the yellow person would go if you're playing with 2 players. And they would take a roll. And the next person would roll with their own dice. And obviously it's going to get chaotic because you can obviously bump people off and then things are going to change. And you just keep doing like this for 4 rounds, adding points and everything, throwing dice down, and seeing who can get the highest score. It's a really addicting game. Every time people play it, they want to play another game, Really, really fun game to play. And even though it comes with 4 sets of dice, it's a really easy game to play, a team game. I'm actually going to be buying 4 different colors of other translucent dice that aren't, different colors and stuff. So I can do a 4v4 team, or you can go even crazy and just play up to 8 people. And if you have 8 people, there's nothing stopping you from doing it. It's going to be a really crowded board if everyone gets it, on the board. But it will make for some interesting scores, and it's an easy party game that you can play, and really easy to set up. So the only thing to mention here at the end is, if you take all these dice off here, the way that this is set up is really easy. You obviously have to do some assembly every single time when the game is put back in the box, because this isn't a way that you can take it out. So if you can see here, if I take this off of the first pile, you can see here, you basically have to take these off because obviously they also won't store in the box. So these little things, they just go on real easily. If you pull them out, they look just like that, and you put them in the circle, and you push them down a little bit, and there they are, and you're set to go. And these little 2 pinholes goes into the little holes right here, and you just align them up. You feel for the alignment of the holes, or you can look underneath like I do. And you just squeeze down a little bit and you're good. There's 4 different pieces to that. And these little black things you can leave on. It fits in the box just fine. Those had to be stuck on there as well, but I left them on with no issues. So there is like a 2-minute assembly that you need to do every time you pull the game out because you can't store it in the box. But other than that, that's basically an overview of the game. So let's go ahead and get to the table now. Let me give you guys my final thoughts on Tumblin Dice. All right, guys. So that was Tumbling Dice. Now, this game, like I said in the intro there, I've been looking forward to getting this game for a long time. I know that, you know, from the Dice Tower channel that's always talking about it. It was always an expensive game and a hard game to find, and I was always like putting it off and off and off. And I finally recently decided, you know what, I'm gonna dive into this. I found this this version of the game. Like I said, there are 2 other versions, and this one, even though people were saying, you know, the quality may not be as good as the one from France in 2004 and stuff like that they made, those are harder to find. And this one I was able to find at retail cost on eBay still, being sold by Griffin Games themselves, and I was really happy with it. And this was brand new in the box. The board arrived, as you can see in the overview when we did the gameplay, in great condition. I haven't had any issues with warping or anything like that yet. I mean, obviously, I hope I don't. And the people on the forum said that they did fix that issue. Obviously, I haven't had this for years to know if it's going to happen or not. But I'm hopeful that it's not. It seems like it's really well built. The material and stuff like that seems really, you know, solid with the way that it was built. And I have no issues with the way that the game came to me. It was really well packaged and all that stuff. So I'm hopeful as far as that goes. But more importantly, this game is a hell of a lot of fun. You think it's simple. All you're doing is chucking dice. But every time I play this game with people, it's always like, hey, let's play another one. Let's play another one. Let's play another one. Because it lends to that, damn it, I wish I could do it better. I knew I could do better than that score I judged, Scott. Or damn it, I threw that dice really badly and I knew I could have thrown it better. So it's just a great party game. Great thing to put on the table. It takes 10 seconds to explain the rules to everybody on how to play the game. And it's just so much fun to freaking play. And it's a really easy game. Even though it only goes for up to 4 players, it's a really easy game to adapt and go further than that. You can play, you know, 2v2 teams. You can play 4 players by themselves. You can get buy more dice separately and make this into up to an 8-player game, which people have done. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of dice on the board, and it's going to be crowded, but it's going to make the game a hell of a lot of fun, regardless of if you're just looking for a ramp hit. You can do 4v4. You can do all 8 players go for themselves. Just a lot of different ways you can play this game, and it really expands well. And it's a great family game, a great party game, great game to have on the table when you have people coming over, and it's an easy game for everybody to get and understand. And I'm so happy to add this to my collection. This is a great, great game that I'm finally happy that I finally dove in and took the plunge on this. Such a simple concept, but such a fun game. I urge everyone who likes dexterity games and dice checking games and stuff like that to try and hunt a copy of this one down. Don't be mad if you can't find the older versions of the 2004 and stuff. This is a great version of the game, and it's still built really well. And the gameplay and the fun of this is going to be the exact same regardless on which board version you get. That is Tumbling Dice. If you guys have any questions about anything you guys have seen here today, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
GamingTechie is the gaming tech. GamingTechie, gaming tech. Eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a recce is the gaming tech. GamingTechie is the gaming tech. GamingTechie.